Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you Crayola Art with Edge, Marvel Avengers Infinity War. This particular beast comes with a full color poster and it's got 28 pages plus one poster. And I'll show you what that looks like. It's kind of cute. I'll definitely be hanging this up on my wall. If I'm not using it for reference. And it's not that big. It's probably about 11 by 14, maybe, no, even, it might even be less than that, maybe 8.5. Let's see, this is 8 inches, so maybe 11 by, yeah, it could be about 11 by 14. And it's nice. It's nice. It's not glossy or anything, but, you know, it not bad for something that came with the product. And here's the very bottom of it. It's got the Panther, Black Panther, and I don't know. Anyway, I didn't buy it for the poster. It's a nice little addition. Yeah. Okay, so, and one of the things I like about this cover is got some sort of hologram action going on here, so it's kind of ooh. And it's funny, I just freaking noticed it. Sad. Okay, anyway, here's one of the pages. Let's see. And and looking through it again, and what's cool about this is it actually has the name at the bottom. Some of them have actually who the character is, which is cool. I'm like, finally, now I can identify who the hell these people are in some of them. This one just says Avengers. La la la. You keep changing up the outfits. How are you going to become iconic if you keep changing your outfit? Like Scooby-Doo. We know what Shaggy and Velma and the rest of the guys are going to be wearing. You know, that's kind of nice. This one I could probably have a little bit of fun with. Oh, we're also not completely in the picture. I apologize for that. Let me go ahead and make sure I adjust slightly. Make sure that we're 100% in. And there is our Iron Men. Let me turn this sideways. And what's cool, you can take the pages out, and I think it says you can probably frame it and whatnot. Okay, so there's the Iron Dudes. Kind of like a bunch of Spidey dudes and stuff like that. I mean, it's like, I want to see a bunch of Wonder Woman, like a flock of Wonder Woman. Let's see, I think I got too many pages here. Okay. Okay, now this is what I kind of take offense to. Yeah, you got the whole body. We got the whole body, but it's freaking tiny. So why couldn't we have this like this and have the full body? No. We'd have it like that, but it would be like an arm would be cut off. I don't know. I thought that was just a DC thing. Okay, this is not a decent size. This is not a bad size. I could probably get away with using a colored pencil on it. But when I get to the face, look at how freaking tiny that is. You see the tip of my pencil. And then you see and even if I sharpened it, it would still not be suitable for coloring, but I guess there's the rest of the herd that you can color. Just, anyway, let me stop bitching. I am glad to have it. Do not take it away from me. Okay, Winter Soldier and Captain America. Alrighty, and we've got Guardians of the Galaxy. It mentions them down here. Marvel Studios of the Galaxy. For a while there, while he was writing on her face, I could not figure out what was going on with Groot, and then I had to like really look at it. I'm like, oh, he's holding a bag. Oh, like she took it from the bag or something, whatever this infinity whatever thing is, and he's covering her eyes or something, and someone else has thrown something around her waist, her ankles to slow her down. Anyway, moving forward. I guess this is Thanos. I don't know who this freak is right here. That's okay. One day I will watch this Infinity War movie. I just haven't had the urge or inclination. But I like that. This is a good sized face. I like that. It's just, I don't want to color it. Anyway, moving forward. Oh, big busy scene. Huh. Oh, yeah. Like when they're in the bar or something like that. Okay. Alright. Everybody kick butt. Alright. I have no idea who this dude is. It just says Marvel Studios Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know if it was Old Boy's father or what, so I guess I have to watch the movie. Okay. The dirty trick. Dirty trick. Oh, here we go. We got Avengers kicking butt. You know, if I end up coloring any one of these, there's going to be blood, like, flying everywhere. I'm going to have, like, robot guts just dripping and stuff. I don't know. No PG-13 crap for me. We're going to go full rated R. Okay. Okay. But there are a lot of action scenes here. Go get him, Black Panther. Look at all that. Ugh. If only it was bigger. We need bigger pages. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay, that's kind of cute. Everybody's going into action. Going against the other guys. But are they enemies? Are they friends? Or are we supposed to be just going in the opposite directions? I don't know. They don't look so friendly. I guess I'll have to watch the movie to find out. Alright, anyway, this was supposed to be Captain America Civil War. And I just read that on the bottom. Okay, so this is Captain America Civil War. I haven't seen that one either. Spider-Man. He looks a little different. He's got like little bands and stuff. Instagram bands. No, just teasing. Okay, and I'm assuming that was Ant-Man, but I could be wrong. Anyway, or that Black Manta. Ooh, no, wrong genre, wrong folks. I think Black Manta is DC. Anyway, moving forward. Ready? Iron Man versus Captain America. Why are the good guys fighting each other? It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make it more interesting to me. I remember this. That was the Doctor Strange when he was talking to this dude and coming up with different outcomes. That was hilarious. Alright. But I don't want to color it. Look at how tiny he is. It's like you can't win. And then the galaxy's already black, so you can't really, like... I guess you just have to, like, add your own little dots or something. I don't know. Okay. And then, here we go. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Dad! Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Good sizes, but okay. Alright. I would have liked to have one big Star-Lord. Give me Chris Pratt any day. Why not? Okay. Which would not be a bad thing. I think I'd probably want to just go ahead and color him. I don't know. Okay. This is Thor 2.0, I guess. Thor Ragnarok. No hammer. We're using swords this time. Unless the hammer turned into swords. I don't know. I never watched that one either. God, what kind of fan am I? You know? Anyway, the one I decided to focus in on is Doctor Strange. Sorry about that delay. This is like the first time I really just sat down and looked at them. There's another one that I've got, but I've got that like sitting and preparing for coloring. Okay, so I am going to use my crayons. I am going to use some colored pencils, and I am trying to figure out how I want to accomplish this. It's really busy. So what I'm going to do is I want the focus to be in this neck of the woods. So I want this to kind of be lit up and everything else kind of diffused into darkness. Like his magic is like really just taking taking front and center. Okay, so with that in mind, let me see. I'm going to figure out that the light will be coming from this beast here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put where I think my highlights should go. And for good measure, one of my favorite actors is playing this character. And I probably will switch back and forth between colored pencils and crayons. Crayons will help me. The white crayon is really good for some really good white coverage. And I'm putting down my whites because I don't want to lose my highlights. Sometimes I get really excited about coloring and I don't want to lose those highlights. So by going over it. But in doing this, it also preserves that this area is going to be catching a little bit more light than other areas. So even if I do color over it, it will get a little bit of the, it will catch some light. But this is where it's hitting it pretty hard. Now this side I'm going to probably have it be a little going into darkness, so I'm not going to stress so much on that side. I'm wondering, maybe I'll have part of the light kind of come out so that this hand kind of catches a little bit of that light, just a smidge. Some of this might catch some of the light. Anything where I think the light is going to come across. And then when light goes over something, something else catches shadow. So all this stuff will kind of probably start going into shadow. And I'll probably have a deeper, darker shadow going down this way. Let's see. So I'll throw a little bit of that there. The light might catch it about right here. And I'm just going to hit everywhere I think the light might catch. Everything on this side, I think, of their line. Let me see. This is catching it. This will catch a little bit of it. And this might be a very long video, so just go ahead and watch what you feel like watching. And what I'll do is at the very end, I'll probably just go ahead and make a speed video. So if you find that there's something that you liked what I did and you wanted to catch, you know, how the hell did she do that? That's one way of learning that. And you can always speed through it and stuff like that. Put me on like 4x4. Okay, let's see. And if you have any questions, if you're in the chat, you're more than welcome to ask. And I'll do my best to answer. Let's see, we'll catch a little bit of his jaw. And I'm going to do my damnedest to make this look a little bit more like Benedict Cumberbatch. Because I'm one of those cumbersluts or whatever you want to call them. Yeah, love the guy. Loved him in Sherlock. Love his voice. Love interviews. He did some really freaking funny ass interviews on YouTube. Different shows that he's promoting stuff. Okay, so I know that his symbol here is going to be lit up in certain places too. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to highlight some of those things, and I want to also add to this. So I'm going to hit all of this in white, and I'm not even going to stay inside the lines. So what that's going to do is it's going to give me a little bit of extra stuff. I can put more colors on top of it, but they're guaranteed to be lighter. And this is pretty much where I want to kind of throw kind of like an aura going around. So even if I do add like black or gray or something else around, it's going to catch some of this highlight and stuff. And I'll also be going around it again once I've added the color and felt like I want to make it glow a little bit more. So we're going to go for a glowing effect on this. And so we'll probably have a little bit of glowage here. Everywhere his little fingertips are, I'm going to make sure that's kind of in the light as well. I'm also going to be using a heat gun, and that'll allow me to melt my crayons a little bit more. Okay, so far I kind of have what I want as far as highlights go. This is kind of going to hit a shadow. I'll just throw a little bit of white on there. Okay, let's see, and then everything else is kind of going to go to shadow. We might catch a little bit of the light here, or well, it'll be a little bit lighter rather. Okay, his, I'm gonna catch some light, and then he's got this a medallion that he's got here, and that'll catch some light too. But I'll probably use a colored pencil on this area. Okay, anyway, one of the places I really like starting is the face. So I'm going to bring this down closer to his face, and just got to remember to bring it back up when I'm ready. Okay, I need a little something to wipe the dust off with. And it's just a sponge. There's no liquid or anything like that on this. Alrighty, let me make sure I got his whole face here. And you guys can see what I do. And I'll pull out the crayon, the colors that I'm going to be using. I was going to say the crayons I'm going to be using. I'm going to use colored pencils first. Because there's also a tendency of the colors getting scratched off. Okay, so I'm going to kind of have like this golden tone going on about his skin. So I've got a sand here. Let's see, I'm going to be using dark brown, and that'll be for my shadows. I'm going to have like a, let's see, this is salmon, and that should be a really good skin tone. I'll be diffusing that in. I've got brown, and I'll probably be using that in his hair and different other places. Let's see. And the flesh tones. I've got cantaloupe and peach. And let's see. I could probably get away with a little bit of tan. I've got another peach from a different set. And what's funny is that they both have two different colored barrels. But I'm wondering if the leads themselves will have a little bit of change to them too. Okay, so I got those. Got a little bit of pink for hair lips. And let's see, I need to sharpen a white pencil. I'll be using red, definitely blue and violet. Let's see, definitely using yellow and orange. Let's see, that's not yellow, this is yellow. There we go. Alright, so these are the colors I'll be kind of working with from the get-go. And let's see. So now that I've kind of got my highlights down, I think I want to put in the peaches and the browns. Where I'm going to make it a little bit darker, I'm going to kind of try to get his nose in the same shape as Dear Benedict. Let me bring that here. I'm using dark brown and brown here. I have a chocolate around here somewhere. His nose kind of has like a little bit of a bend to it, and it'll be catching a little bit of light. I might end up having to stop and sharpen this a bit. This is going to catch a little bit of light. Right here will catch a little bit of the light. Right here, definitely. He's got those chiseled cheekbones. And I'll start with a lighter, with a peach. Or actually, let's see. Yeah, I'll start with like this peach tone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of bring the contours to his face here. And then I'll lighten and darken it as I need to. I'm going to blend into some of the highlights that I've put down. And I'm kind of using like an average touch here. Not too heavy, not too light. And it's kind of hard to see that contour, so let me throw it put a little bit more brown on there. And then he'll also have a bit of a contour here. This peach is really light, but it also goes from peach to, let's see, I think I'm going to use this one here. This one's salmon, but I know I've got another one that's kind of like, let's see, I was using salmon, and let's try this one real quick. This is cantaloupe. Let's try cantaloupe first. He's kind of got this orangish tone to his skin here. We'll see if cantaloupe will bring that out a bit. Or if I need to go straight up with orange first. We'll use a little bit of orange just to make it a little darker. Here we go. And then we'll start making it more of a peachy tone. And right where this brown line is where I'm going to go ahead and make this just a little bit more of a contour. My goal on this one is to see if I can make these lines kind of disappear. And what I mean by that is like kind of have color take over. Let's see. I might not be able to because these lines are really, really dark. But I am going to do my best. Okay, so here's his lips up here. He's got this going on, but I want to give him the goatee. Make him look a little edgier. And I'm also wanting to do something with that his mustache here. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to throw some white inside his mustache. And what that'll do is it'll allow me to add another color on top of it. It also will let me thicken it up a bit too. Let's see. Now Benedict's nose kind of comes down more into a point. We'll throw a little bit of orange here. He's got this long nose. We're going to lengthen those eyebrows too. We're going to bring them a little bit closer here. Let's see, this is more of a peach tone right here. We'll use a little bit of, we'll diffuse a little bit of this yellow about right here. We have a contour about right here. And I'm going to go over the contour with more of the other flesh tone to kind of blend it in a little bit more so it doesn't look like a big brown line on his face. Bring his mustache down a little bit too. Now this probably won't look exactly like my hero here, but we'll get as close as we possibly can using what we got. So it'll go peach close to the white, and as it gets away from the light, it goes into the cantaloupe color, kind of mixed in with orange. His nose will have a little bit of definition there. And to give it a roundness, we'll go ahead and use a bit of this orange mixed in with the, this one is cantaloupe. Okay, I'm going to also have a little bit of the yellow, just a little bit, play in here. And around his eyes, I'm going to use a little bit of this cantaloupe again. And I think I'll arch his eyebrows just a little bit more. We'll use the pink on his lips. Let's see, this color is Pale Rose. Let me see what that looks like. I don't like the Pale Rose on there. I think pink would look a lot better. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Got a little bit of pink, and then we'll use a little bit of the cantaloupe and see if we can get them to kind of merge a bit together. Alrighty. Okay, so our contour is coming in a little bit more. Just give it a little bit more. Give him a little bit of eyelash here. Use the darker one here. Let's see, this area is going to be pretty hot with the light hitting it. So I'm going to use a little bit of the yellow mixed with sand right here. And let's see if I can find tan. Tan would be a really good color to use on his skin. Let's see, this is antique brass. This is a lighter brown, or another brown rather. I've got light brown, and tan is more of on the yellowish, warmish side. So I'm going to use a little bit of that in his contours. It adds a little bit of warmth to his skin. And a little darkness to like the orangish tones that we're using. Give it more contour here. And now I'm starting to spread a little bit more of the peach tone around. Still going to use a little bit more of the yellow. That's going to play across the skin a bit. At least in this lit area here. I'm also going to throw some in his hair as well. So let me, while I've got it in my paw. Okay, this color here is the light brown. And because I can't stand like having just solid shades of black, big bunches of black, I'm going to go into this black a little bit with some white, so I could throw another color on top of that. And I can throw, you know, do some lines and stuff in it. So a little bit more detail. So what I'm going to do is probably add the darker brown. This one is, this is tan. I think I want to use brown instead. There we go. There's brown. So it doesn't just scream, ah, it's black hair. It's going to be, there's going to be some brown in there. And I'll just have some of it creep out into some of these lines here. And we'll come back in with a little bit of yellow. Whoops, that's not a yellow. This is yellow. And we'll use different degrees of yellow. So I've got, let's see, I'm going to use this yellow. This one here is just plain yellow. And then I'm going to use a little bit of this orange here. And then I'm going to use a little bit of the dark brown. But the closer I get to this little circle thing, it's going to be the more yellow it's going to be. And I'm mixing the yellow in with the orange, so it kind of looks like a lighter shade of brown. And then, let's see, we'll use a little bit of the antique brass in here as well. And that brings it back to brown again. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of the antique brown here. And then, let's see, where's that cantaloupe? And I'm going to layer the brown with the cantaloupe here. Now, the Crayolas will sometimes seem like they're not coming out, or they're a little bit too, they're not coming out enough. So what I like doing is, like, it's not bright enough or vibrant enough. How can that be? I'm going to use a little bit of my hot air gun. I'm going to heat up my paper a little bit so it brings out a little bit more color. Like, I'm going to have a little bit more color among his hair in this area with the yellow. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with a little bit of brown. It just makes it a little bit more vibrant. Okay, I'll keep this nearby, and that just helps me bring out more of the color. Let's see, And I'm just going over a lot of things with the salmon here. And I'll be going back over the salmon with some brown. So it's kind of like the light tones are will be blending for me instead of using a blending stump. But I use those too, just to move the color a little bit more, give me a better gradient. I'm trying to give this a little bit of a shadow cast by his hair. Okay, now I'm going to deepen up the center of these contours. And that just adds a little bit more drama to his face. Deepening up some of his lines here. Keep this up again. Just want a gentle brown in here. Let's see, what did I do with my little blending stumps? Okay, are they up here? Do not see them. I was just looking for my blending stumps. I'm just going to pull out a couple more. I just use one of these type of things. Blending sticks and stumps and tortillons, however you want to pronounce it. I keep hiding things from myself. Eventually they'll show up again. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of blend a little bit of these colors together. Trying to close the gap here because I want like a little bit of a highlight right here. This is where his chin is, and I'm trying to get this to kind of blend up and away from that part. And then he's got a slightly larger chin here. Let me see. And I think that could be part of the goatee as well that does that. So everything on this side is going to be more closer to his normal skin tone. We'll have it be more of a white light than the yellow. And that'll give us a contrast between this highlight and the highlight on this side here. We'll use a little bit of white to see if we can get a little bit more of the actor's face shape. Okay, and this is, I'm just alternating between this orange and the brown to try to make this contour a little bit more obvious. And then trying to blend this from the contour to his regular face shape here. Yeah, I like it when the face is way bigger than this. Just don't have that much room to play with here. Just got a little bit of color on this side of the highlight there. Yeah, it's kind of weird because he's like a totally different drawing. A totally different shape of his face. Because Benedict's face is a little bit longer. Just a little. Okay, I want this to be a little darker tone there. Let's see, and this is brown. All right, I think I'm almost happy with this face, almost. I'll probably be coming back to it and adding more things. Maybe. Okay, So I want his teeth to kind of recede a bit, because right now they're just like, in your face. Let's see. Gray. So I'm going to use a little bit of gray to kind of push his teeth back just a bit, so they're not just like glaring at us. And they'll also look like they're in the background and not, it just adds a little bit more dimension to it. Let's see. I'm trying to find something besides silver. Okay, I got gray. But we'll keep silver close by. Okay, so what I mean is that I think basically the top of your teeth, let's see, we'll have like a little bit going into darkness there. There we go. And that just makes them come back a little bit. And then we'll have the mouth casting a bit of a shadow. And that'll send it back even further. There we go. Alright, just sending it back just a little bit. I'm going to use a little bit of the dark brown, a little bit closer to the edges here. And a little bit right beneath the line. Just to send it back just a bit. Okay, good enough for government work. Let's see. I just wish this was bigger. Gosh, I wish this was bigger. I can do a lot more with his face. But alas, it is not. Okay, so I'm just making some things a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to heat this up a little bit. So brace your ears again. Okay, so we got a little bit of hot oil action going, and I also warmed up the pencil just a bit too, just to help it to glide a little bit better and leave off a little bit more pigment. If it was a little bit bigger, I could use my crayons. And I think I'll try. I want to try just in a couple areas. Like right here, I just really want to have a bit of a difference between certain parts of his jawline in his cheekbone. Because he's got cheekbones for days, y'all. Can you tell I'm a Benedict Cumberbatch fan? Cumberbatch fan? Yeah, I'm a Cumberbatch. I'm a Cumberbatch and I'm okay. Okay, I'm going to heat the paper up just a little bit. And that'll help the crayon melt a little bit into it. And maybe I can get a little bit more peach into these contours here. Okay, and I'm going to use my blending stump to bring some more of that out. Let me wipe this away, and then I'll move on. With that, I'm able to go ahead and move some more color around. I do want a little bit more white right here. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get some more color in, and I'm going to heat this up a bit. I'm going to throw some red in there. I'm going to put a little bit of white around the edges here. Just because like the edges are catching some of the light as well. And some of this red will be obliterated by the orange light that's going to be coming off of this. So I'm not really worried about making it too red or anything like that. Okay, we'll use a little bit of a dark brown or a brown just here to give it a little bit of a shadow, or make this a deeper, darker red. He's got kind of like a purplish tone underneath here that's catching a bit of the light, or was. Let's see. Yeah, we'll throw a little bit of the purple here just to give it more of a contour. And then I'll ease it up with brown, a darker brown. Let's try this one. Just to keep that contour nice and dark. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Alright, and then we'll just blend those a little bit together, and we have more of a raised surface. That's what I was trying to accomplish, but not so brown. There we go. More fleshy toned. And then we'll lighten that up a bit right about here. There we go. Alrighty, and I was going to use we'll use a little bit of a darker tone right here, because I want this kind of be a darker red. Hey Ian! Yeah, you didn't see it? But I'll do the speed drawing of it. I'll be uploading that one tonight. I gotta process it. I gotta download the images from YouTube, if it'll let me do all 6. I gotta check my computer to see if it's all on there. Sometimes it records it on my computer, sometimes I just drag it from off the internet and update that way. If anything, it'll be up by Monday at least. But I can show you what it looks like. Let's see. Tattoo the Batman. He's alright to here. And I'll raise this up a bit. Give me one quick second. There we go. And there we go. Here's the Tattoo de Batman. We got the Catwoman. making our little heart shape there. Got Mr. Freeze kind of making his. We got our Harley. And they're all a little diffused into the background there. And then there we are. Everybody who contributed to that mess. All right. Yep, I did finish him. Yeah, you know, it might be cute to just do a whole nother Harley. I hate to just, like, neglect her. She's freaking awesome. Yeah, she's one of my favorites. She's just cute. You can't go wrong with the pink and the blue. And a little craziness in between. Okay, I'm going to heat this up a little bit and see if I can bring out a little bit more red. I do have it on Instagram if you want to snag it off of that. And I have it on my YouTube channel. Give me one quick second. I'll send you a link and you can download it if you want to print it. And let's see. Let me find Instagram. And my Instagram is my last name and my first name mixed together. So it's Pinkney Kimberly, all one word. There it is. But I don't have it by itself without the crayons and stuff next to it. Let me see. How do I... Does it say... Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. I just put the link into the description, or rather into the chat. So if you want to grab it off of there, I've got that. And if you want, I can probably send this to you. I have to figure out the postage and all that crap and get to a post office, but I'll send it to you. Thanks for contributing. I don't mind. But it's kind of nice to have it so I could like throw it into my portfolio. I'll see if I can make a copy for myself that I like, and if you want, I'll go ahead and send you the original, and I'll sign it. Ooh, ooh. Or make you a print, and I'll keep the original. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll get it out there. But I think it'd be cool to own an original Kimberly Pink, even though it is a little coloring page or whatever, or based off of a coloring page. I'm seeing if I can get a little bit more red. Oh, well, thank you for contributing. I mean, you were one of the first few folks in the chat, and I really appreciate it. So I'll tell you what, if you want to email me your address, and you trust me with it, you know, you won't find me hiding in the bushes in Scotland after you. Send me your address through email, and I think my email address is in my... on my main page in my description, like my about page or something like that. Send it to me then, and then on Monday I'll see if I can work out getting it to you, okay? Gotta take care of my subscribers and the people who care. Gotta take care of the people who care. Let's see. I was hoping to get this a little bit darker. Maybe a deeper, darker red. I like that, like a blood red on my blood red on my man. Let's see. I probably use a. We'll see what the crayons do for me. Let me heat this up a bit. No, but I truly appreciate you being here, showing up in the chat, and you gave me a little bit of 2 cents and stuff like that. And it was just, I thought that was really kind. A lot of people pop on and they may watch for a little bit and then disappear, and I never know that they were here. So I can't even say hi sometimes. But I think you were pretty much there from day one, from where I had begun it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So, and maybe that'll help remember, give you something to remember me by. So, my gift to you. All right. Okay, I'm going to heat this up a bit because I want this to be like real good. Yeah, and then Ian, once I got it in the mail to you, I'll go ahead and send you an email back on the tracking number, so you'll be able to track it and see when it arrive and whatnot. Yeah, and it's not that big. I think it's only 8.5 by 11, I think. Let me see. Where's that Batman? What size are you? Yeah, I think he's 8.5 by 11. Yep. So he'll go very well on the wall. Or would you prefer like the Harley instead? And have her, instead of saying on her shirt, what's it called? Daddy's Little Monster. Maybe have, because it just gives me an excuse to draw another Harley. It'll say like Ian was here, or Rhodes Scholar, something like that on there. Something that would tie back to your name. Which would you rather have? A Harley, or would you rather have the Batman? Can't have both. But I'll put it in your hands. I'll let you decide. If you want a Harley, I'll, as soon as I'm, well, probably as soon as I'm done with this. Probably as soon as I'm done with this, I'll probably go ahead and start planning that one out. Now what I'm doing is I am adding a little bit of a darker tone, like a cooler tone, to the red, and it's going to make that a little darker when I go back over it with red, just to give it a little bit more depth and heaviness to the cape, and also to give it some shadow. So like whenever I do anything, I don't use just one color. I will use many colors. Many colors. Sometimes, I think the most I would use is 2. And then I want it a little bit lighter in some places, so I'm going to use a little bit of an orange mixed with red, so like an orange red. I don't want to lose my crayon. Yeah. And I'll put that where I think it's going to be. I'm going to heat this up a bit. Awesome. I'll go ahead and pick it up, and yeah, so I'll let you decide. Would you like a Harley, or would you like the Batman there? Because I can, like I was saying, I could do Harley with that, instead of it saying Daddy's Little Monster, I can have it say like Rhodes Scholar or something like that. You know, something that plays off of your name. So, but I'm not going to give you both. You can only have one. I'll let you make that decision. See it? I'm just going to go ahead and throw the orange all through there. And then go over it again one more time with the red. I have no idea what these little fragments are that are on here. There's like these little circle things here. I'm assuming it could be like pebbles or something. Okay, let's see. Okay, you got it. After I finish this one, I'll do another video with Harley. And, you know, just love the colors here. Okay, let me just throw this off. Yeah, this one I don't anticipate it being very long. His colors aren't as crazy as some of the Batman ones. What did I do with that heat gun? Here it is. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Hey Ian, once I send you something, send me something. Send me something from Scotland. Something Scottish. Oh, now that's tight. Oh, that would be cool. I'm into tattoos too, but I'm more of an admirer of them. I don't have any of my own. I just can't decide what I would want on my body permanently. My personality change. I don't want to say my personality changes, but my tastes change. Like if I'm one of those people that would probably have tattoo remorse if I had something on myself. and then want to change it. Like I would be one of those people that couldn't stop getting tattoos. Once you know, like virginity, once you have your first, you know, you just keep doing it and doing it, crap like that. Gone with the first prick, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, definitely send me something from Scotland. I would love to have something like that. But also, yeah, that would be tight. And all I'm doing here is I'm just adding a little bit of where the light would hit it. All right. So that should be a little bit lighter than that. Make it a nice deep dark red. Oh, sorry. I'm a little bit out of the screen here. I keep forgetting that once I leave one area, I have to adjust for the next. So this is what I've been working on down at the very, very bottom. And just trying to make this a little bit deeper, darker red without having to pull out every single red in my arsenal like I had to do for Poison Ivy. Oh. Oh, are you covered? Oh, hell! How do you decide what you want to put on yourself? And like, what is your like absolute favorite piece that you have? I can't tell you how cool that is. And expensive. Unless you got the hookup. Might not be able to get much darker than this red here. So I'm going to probably break out my signature markers when this is a little cooled down. Oh, I digress. I could do this. Just melt the crayon a bit and that'll give me my red that I want. Yes. All right, beautiful red. Okay, and I'll probably get a little bit of red here. I'll throw a little bit more here. I'm not worried about this red being as vibrant as the red down below because it's going to have a lot of that orange around it and stuff. Okay. And I'm thinking this is part of the cape too. I could be wrong. Okay, moving forward. Let's see. I just need to find out what color this is supposed to be. Nope. Oh, it's like a blue. Okay, so this is supposed to be like a bluish color. Okay. Blue to... Okay, let's bring this up. Okay, so this is supposed to be kind of like a goldish tone, I think. Okay, so I use that orange. Let's see, this is not brown, I want brown. And then, let's see, we'll have these little spots here be brown. And then as it moves closer to the bottom down here, we'll have that be brown. And then closer to the light, be orange and yellow. Just go into that orange a bit. And let's see, I'll use a little bit of the antique brass close to the edge here. We'll use orange on the inside here. Alright. Alright, okay, so let's see, I guess this side is going to be coming over this side. So I could probably get away with throwing a little bit of shadow here. We'll just throw it in the folds here. of shadow casting from the hand. Okay, let's see. So from here, all this will be in darkness. I think I'll light these little circle thingies up. Everything down here is going to be dark, but especially down here. Can't tell what's his neck and what is... I can't tell if this is cape or neck. Oy vey. Okay, we'll just have to make a decision. We'll have to make an executive decision. Throw a little bit of this violet here. Like right here is where I'm getting confused. This could be part of his neck, so I'm going to make that brown-ish. And then I'm thinking maybe this is part of his robe. This is violet again. This is blue. This is light blue. I have no idea. Okay. So, I'm going to kick myself if this ends up being the cape, but it shouldn't be the cape if this is here. But I have no idea where the other side of this is. I think this is a necklace of some sort. I don't know. No speculating. I'm going to throw down the light blue first, and then I'm going to go in with the a darker blue. Or I might end up just staying with this blue and pressing harder to get a darker tone. Like that. I'll make this blue, but then I'm going to go back over it with maybe a lighter blue. wherever it's like the darker colors here, I'm just going to go ahead and add some more of this blue on top of that. Okay, let's see, lighter blue. I think I'll use a light blue and we'll give it like a hint of purple. Okay, let's wipe some of this away. And I could probably get away with the same. Let's see, I've got blue here and cornflower. Cornflower made the light, a nice light blue. Let me heat the paper up a bit. Now going over all these blues, I'm just kind of like tying it all together. And it'll be a great contrast to the orange that's going to go around this bend right here. So all my deeper, darker blues, this is Midnight Blue. Will be down here. And in this bit of a crest here. Crap, I don't know what this is. Oh, that's the fun of coloring other people's stuff. Because of the angle, it can't be his arm because his arm would come out this way. So I'm going to assume it's cape. Cape or debris. Today it'll be cape. Okay, and then I'm going to use a little bit of this one. I know this is dirty with pencil or something, so I'm going to use that as to help me shade some of this darker area. It'll kind of taint it a bit, make it dirty. It's a dirty blue. So far, I don't think I've used any black yet. Let's see. I think I do want to bring black into it though. Just around these edges so that it'll make everything here black all around these edges so it'll make this really stand out. His little bandages around his wrists, I don't know if those are white or if they are, see, in one picture I see them as like blue. Let's see. For some reason I kept thinking they were white, but they're not. Maybe it's the same color as this. I don't know why they didn't put any of the detail in there. Well, shucky ducky. I'm going to make this down here the darker part, and then I'm going to make this like the purplish blue, whatever. Same tone as what he's wearing. Could have swore it was darker. But I think instead of just bulldozing my way through it, I think I'm going to pay attention to some of the shapes here and kind of throw a little bit of something in there. Oh. I don't know if this is blue or if it's purple. I need to find a really good source image. I think this would have been cool if his fingers would have gone outside of the line. It's like outside of reality. And then maybe the lighter blue. Is this cornflower? Yeah. On the other edges. I wonder if I've got a sky blue somewhere. Let's see, this is sky blue. Haha! I just want to have this blue broken up a little bit and just have it kind of outline it a bit. Define it in the little dark areas down here. I'll just have a little bit right here too. Alright, I'm going to color his paw. Oops, almost lost that. Alright. Give it a little bit of a yellow tinge here. Because I are magical. I am mystical. Let's see. I'm using a little bit of sand. And then I'm going to use, like, I think I'll use peach instead. There we go. And I'm just going to try to keep it all in the center here and have some of the other colors be the highlight there. I think in the center here I'll go ahead and use the cantaloupe. Yeah. Let's see, I think I've got a tan here. Where's my tan? That's sand. Golden yellow. I think this might be the tan. Yes. I'm going to use a little bit of tan around here because sometimes skin kind of has a little bit of dark tones to it. So I'm going to give it a little bit more roundness. A little bit of shadow. I don't want to mess with that. We've been there, done that. Okay, there's that contour. So my contours kind of contoured themselves out. Okay. I want this side to be more orange. Anyway, okay. There we go. Wish I knew what some of this stuff was. I'll just color that yellow. And we'll throw some brown into it or something. Let's see, we'll throw some orange closer to the edges here. Just throw a little bit of crazy detail in there. Just some subtle stuff. Okay. Use brown a little bit in these shadows. Let's see, something a little darker. We'll use a little bit of this. Okay, and this color here is just dark brown. No black yet. Yeah, some of these, some of the color pencil is picking up some of the crayon that I laid down, which is fine. Okay, I have no idea what color this is, so let's make it yellow. But where is it on this side? Do not know. Okay, cornflower. We'll throw a little bit of cornflower on top of here. And the midnight blue. Use a little bit more here. Just want to give it a little bit more depth. Okay, and the purple. We're going to have a hint of purple. Here we go. We'll put that behind the blue. Maybe that gives it a little bit more something or other. Okay, I'm going to heat it up and I'm going to throw more midnight blue over this bad boy, and then we're going to start to color in the backgrounds here, and then this is going to be last because it's going to be covering a shit ton of stuff. Okay. The faces are the most favorite thing for me to do. The rest of this is just kind of boring to me. But when colors really freaking work, that kind of changes an attitude here. Okay, so I'll leave that alone. I'm thinking if this is dark, all this is going to be dark down there. That's when I'll probably throw the blue, the black down. But okay. Alright, so I'm probably going to have a little bit of light. Let's see, this is going to be about that big. So I think I'm going to turn this upside down. That way I'm not dragging my big old heavy paws across this. And I'm going to start coloring this building in. I'm going to probably just use like some little diffused grays. Let me think. What is building, what is not? Okay, these are two separate buildings, so I'll have one be a darker shade of gray than the other. I think the building that I'll have in the front will be a lighter shade of gray than this one right here. Let's see, gray. I've got this gray here. I've got silver. And that'll kind of pass for gray. And well, maybe not silver. Let's see, what is this? This is dark brown. I'm looking in my 100 set of colored pencils here. Let's see, this is kind of like an off. Well, this is green. Ew, green building, yuck. I was thinking maybe a pale blue or slate. Yeah. Okay, we'll go with those. And then it doesn't really matter because they're going to be kind of obliterated anyway. There's a lot of dust going on here. Or maybe I should have that be part of this. Instead of it being dust, like his little mystical shite coming. I think that would be interesting. Okay, so let me go ahead and do this. In the back here, I'm not going to do anything special. Just going to go ahead and power right on through. We'll do maybe some texture. And maybe make this a little bit darker on the insides here. And since you guys don't have to see it upside down, I'm going to turn this upside down for you so you can see it right side up. Let's see if that works. Yuppers. Okay, so I'll work upside down. You guys can see it right side up. But I need to still stay in the picture. There we go. Okay. And then we'll make this darker. And then we'll diffuse it a bit with, we'll do it like this angle. Okay, and we'll send it even further back with some blue. And then, let's see, we'll do slate on this one. And just for giggles, we'll throw in just a bit of something or other. Okay, I'm gonna heat this up and then just darken it a bit with the dirty stump. Darken everything with the dirty stump. Dirty, dirty stump. So that looks more like it's in the distance than right next to him. And then we'll just dirty this up a little bit too. Okay, so since I've decided to make, ooh, and around we go, this part of his magic, oh, okay, oh, my knee's kind of cramping up, okay, la 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 la, let's make some effects on here. Okay, I'm going to color it white. Oh, my white is dirty. I'm wiping my white off a bit so I don't pollute the crime scene here. Okay, so his magic appears to have kind of like a diffused orange, orange-red type of thing going on. And then in certain places it's got like this highlight of white. So what I'll do is everywhere he has that highlight of white, oh, now he's got some weird crazy symbol here in the center here. And we'll just throw that in there. And it looks like a whole bunch of lines just going across. He also has like this weird writing. Well, that's all in here. So, okay. So everywhere his fingers touch, it looks like it's a little bit lighter than everything else. So I'm going to do a quick shade up with some orange. Just an overall, oh, this is orange red. I'll save that for later. We'll use the orange instead. Okay, we'll just throw, we'll keep the lines kind of together. Okay. And I'll alternate the orange in between with yellow. Okay, so this is supposed to be lighter, so everywhere his fingertips aren't touching, it can be a little bit darker. And orange, orange, orange. Okay, so we'll go ahead and definitely do the orange thing. Okay, and it's also like a combination of orange and brown in here. Okay, so also on the inner square, we'll have that be darker shade. And then this will kind of be lit up. So let me go ahead and hit this with a little bit of orange. Throw some yellow in there. Okay, now this is where we get to have some fun with melting crayons. And let's see, we will have some diffusion everywhere where all this stuff is, the cloudy type stuff. Instead of it being buildings falling down, I'm going to have that be part of this magic. So it's all going to get the melted crayon action as well. So let me fix my little white here. I'm going to take a little bit of this paper off. Goodbye, my white. You were so much fun and helpful. But now you are up for a new task. But then again, instead of wasting this white, I could use the white from my metallics or my, let's see, glitter. Any excuse to use glitter. Okay, so I've got that one and I've got this one. I don't know what the difference between the two are. I don't even think it tells me. Scintillating glitter, scintillance, whatever. No matter. It's going to make this bad thing a little bit sparklier. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this off. And I'm going to melt like the wind. Oh, but you know what? I do want a little bit of dark tones in here too. Let me see. I'm going to throw the orange in here. Can almost see that white that's in there. Cover this really well. I still want it to get to be a little transparent, but I still want it to show, okay, reddish, that there's magic going on in there. Okay, enough of that. Okay, let's melt. Alright, this stuff dries pretty fast. So what I'm doing is I'm spreading around this white. It's got a little bit of glitter in it, and I'm spreading it around all within the little areas where I said I'm going to make that into his little superpower, instead of it being broken buildings and whatnot that are going on behind him. What I'm going to do is also melt in a little bit of orange, and then when it, just before it really dries, I'm going to kind of work it in with my blending stump. And it has kind of like this raised look to it. My poor crayon is like, I'm not happy with this. I am not happy with this at all. So I'm just going to, while I still have it somewhat moist, work it in here. Yeah, I have to be kind of careful because once it cools, it's able to flake off, and I don't want it to flake off just yet. Okay, so I want to throw, now that we've got like this white billowy stuff, I also want the orange here, and I want to be a little bit more controlled with it. I'm just taking off a little bit of the other stuff. And then once I get the orange on here, I want to go ahead and have it, let's see. Oh, I want a bright orange too. I want it to go ahead and make it more of a controlled type of melt. Okay, now this color is called Sun Glow. It's pretty orange. I also want to use a bit of yellow along with it as well. But I want to try to get these really day glowish colors that I rarely ever use. I don't think I've ever used these guys. They're pristine right now. Yeah, we'll see what they look like when they melt a bit. Now, to control this a bit, all I'm going to do is heat the paper up, and then I'm going to add this orange to it. Now, some of the heat, it's going to, it does melt a bit of the crayon that's already there. Let's see if this, oh, it's not broken, is it? It's acting like it was broken. Come on, crayon. You wanna work. For some reason, it doesn't want to come out. So I know a bad picture when I see it. Wow, it does not want to come out. Okay, so let's melt the crayon. There we go. Get it to where the tip is just... There it is. It has been coming out, but it's a super light orange. Wow, I might end up using this on skin tone. This orange is very, very light. Let me see. Can't even see it. Okay, well, scratch that one. We'll use this one. And we'll heat it up a bit. This guy's bright. Okay. This might end up being just a mess. Let's see. And then what I can do is just scratch off anything I don't need or remelt what I do need. Ooh, what a mess. Look at that. Eek. Do you guys not want to combine? Like Captain Planet? Nobody wants to combine today? Okay, so we'll need a deeper, darker orange. Oh, okay. Alright. Orange, orange, orange. Orange, orange, orange. You are not that difficult. This is macaroni and cheese. We'll try macaroni and cheese. We'll try... wild tangerine, and even some sort of shading device there. Okay, it looks icky thus far, but I like the randomness of the coloring. Okay, that's possibly the only thing I like about it. Okay, so I'm going to use the colored pencil here to get the oranges that I wanted. I'm going to come back with some yellow. I do like the randomness of this. But I would have preferred it in orange instead. So let's see, will it let me go over it with orange? This is more of a darker tone. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit of white. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into certain areas. Like right here. And just emanate it a little bit more. This is, let's see, where's the white? Where's my white? Oh my gosh. I did not melt you away. I know I did not. Okay, this is the shimmer. Watch it be right in front of my face the entire time. Okay, then we'll just have to use the white pencil. Ooh, here it is. Ha 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 ha. Okay, instead of using the white pencil, I'm going to heat it up. And what I'm basically doing is giving myself a little bit of a base. I'm trying to create a halo effect where it kind of glows a bit. And for that, I need to have my white come out a little bit more, kind of like this. This is what I should have been doing from the get-go, is just trying to build up the halo effect. And it's more controlled than this random melted. And add that a little bit closer to the edges here. And I'll do it again around this edges, the edges here. And this is what I kind of do, like if I need to change the color of something, I would coat it with this white and then start adding the color that I want. So I'm adding the white. Let me heat it up again. It takes a little bit of heat to get this to go down exactly the way I want it. And then what I'm going to do once it cools a bit is go back over it with a yellow or an orange, one of these other oranges, something that's going to stand out and create that halo glowy effect. And that's achieved by having like the white being on both sides of a color. Kind of what I did with the magic lasso. If you've seen that video with Wonder Woman, like here's the like the halo-ish effect where it just kind of blends a little something here. And then what I'll do is I'll take an orange. Let me see what this orange looks like. Clean this up a bit and heat it up a little bit because I'll need a little bit of heat. And they kind of diffuse in together and they become like that lighter tone. Yeah, I think this is more of a skin tone-ish type of orange. Let's see, I need something a little bit darker. None of these are like a deep dark orange. Let's see, this one came close. I might end up having to use yellow. I'm trying to think. I just need something dark enough and bright enough to melt onto here and be the color, the highlight that you were meant to be. That might do it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to scratch off the colors that I don't need. Okay, I'll have that be That's kind of what I want to do. Something like that. But I wanted it in orange instead. So let's try it again. So I'm having the orange over the yellow. And then with my blending stump, I'm going to blend the two colors together. That's just about it. This is the tone I'm looking for. I know it looks messy, but who said magic was so clean? Gotta get your hands dirty. There we go. And then once I put down the blacks, it'll make this stand out a lot more. The blacks and the browns and whatever else it takes to make this stand out. Like around the edges of these here. Huh. Well, I'll be damned. Okay, so I'll just use the colored pencils instead. Okay. And then I'll diffuse them out a bit. Okay, let's wipe some of this crap off. Okay, let me heat this up. Okay. Just trying to give it some sort of glow here. Okay. And then I'll go over it with yellow and orange. Yeah, so what I should have used was my colored pencils instead of the crayon, because it looks like it'll be a lot more vibrant with those three colors. The orange, the white, and the yellow. The yellow kind of gives it more of a glow. The white gives it more of a base to sit on to cover up other colors. What I'm doing is I'm just basically taking some of these lines and extending them out just a bit. Whoops. Kind of takes away some of the geometricness of it, but it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to sharpen up my white. Yeah, this could be a colossal mess, or it might be a good success. It depends on how I kind of blend it in and stuff. Okay, let's see. I really wanted it to be orange instead of yellow. That stands out the most, though. So I'll just keep coating it with white. Just try to get some of this magic to emanate outwards. To infinity and beyond. Wrong movie, but do a big white outline and see if I can get some of that to come in with orange. Oh, what a mess, what a mess. Okay, let's start blending this stuff out. Okay. Oh, but before I do, I need to throw the black in there. That'll also help me to cover up mistakes. No. It'll help me to make the light more obvious. Right now, it just looks like a big orange mass of yellow and white and crap like that floating all over the place. And it is. But we need to give more focus to it. And black will do that for us. I hope. So what's going to happen is that I'll be able to diffuse more of the light into the darkness to make the magic seem like it's pretty freaking powerful. Unfortunately, I'll lose a little bit of my background, but the background's not the focus. That's why it is in the background. Okay, so I'll be taking, let's see, where's that dirty one? Wipe these off. Don't want black where we don't want it. Okay, so I'm going to melt, I'm going to warm this up a bit, and then I'll be able to spread it out more. At least that's the theory. I'll even and I'm bringing a little bit of the black into some of the highlights. Some of the magic there. Okay, and then I'll be bringing it down here. So his cape, part of his cape will be into the shadow. Part of him be engulfed a bit. Let's see, and just like all the way around until this is the brightest thing that's on the page. La la la, let's color this in. Brought some black where I didn't want it. Well, that'll learn me. I should have masked off the edges that I didn't want to get messed up, but that's okay. The darkness will flow where it must. So I'm going to have the shadow come up just before his amulet down here, and at the very edge of some of these billowy, what I'm going to call magic clouds. Okay, so let me wipe off any fragments. Take some of that off too. Doesn't matter. No matter. Okay. Okay, so we'll dip into this a bit and kind of muddy up some of the yellows, some of the oranges. And we'll also just throw a little bit more in here to separate some of the circles here. Let's see if we can get probably give him a little bit of a halo effect. Let's see, we'll use white first. So what I'm doing here is I want to give him a bit of a halo effect so that his core here kind of lights up. About right here. And I'll do the same around the circle. Okay, so that lights him up a bit. And then I want to light up this inner circle a little bit more too. So it's like heated up, and then as it starts to cool, I'm still rubbing, and it just makes it a little bit more brighter and brighter. So it's like it's like more wax is being added to the center of the circle. And I just keep working it in until I get it as bright as I'd like it to be. It'll keep getting cooler and cooler. And it gives me a nice bit of wax right there. Okay, so I think I wanted to put, let me see, not that, this. Okay, so I kind of want, like it almost makes a star shape of sorts. Little circles. And then let me wipe some of this off. And then it also has like really hot parts to it, so let me see if we can get some of this white to show up on here. So I'm going to kind of do the similar thing to this circle right here. Just keep going around it with a bit of heat and white. And then the circle here. And then we'll kind of diffuse all this stuff out just a bit. We'll use this side. Have some of the orange combined with some of the whites. And just kind of soften the edges a bit. Let's see if we can get that gold action going again on here. Let's see, I'm going to try something. I'm going to muddy it up a bit. Looks like I'm muddying up the edges too. Why not? It's not going to hurt anything. I might end up doing this over again. I like the idea, but for some reason I'm just not getting the effect that I really, really want. I mean, right here I'm getting it, but I want it more in this area too. Let's see. Yeah, well, some of us have hits and misses, and I think this one's a big miss, but I think I'll just have to try again. And when I do try again, I'm definitely going to have a more Benedict Cumberbatch looking guy. Instead of, he looks more of like the guy that plays soccer, David Beckham, than he does Benedict here. What do you think? Does he look more Beckish to you than he does? That's just speaking from my Cumberbitchiness. Well, it does kind of stand out a little bit. Make everything else darker. This is kind of what I was going for, without ruining my beautiful reds. Let's see. Yeah. Get rid of that fleck. Kind of better than a poke in the eye, I guess. I think it just needs to be a little brighter in some spots. And I don't have the brightest of colors. I think more of a neon color would probably look really good right here. Let me see if I've got anything like that. And then I'll call it a day. Take a break and then plan my Harley attack. Let's see, I've got Canary. That might lend to a little bit of a brighter yellow, but I was more aiming for the orange. But yellow seems to really stand out. Let me see, I don't have a fluorescent yellow. Not really. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, yellow, you're letting me down. I want you bright, bright like the sun. There we go. If you can't be like the sun, be like a lemon. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a fluorescent yellow that I see. What yellow is this? This is yellow. I was going to say yellow doesn't want to melt. There we go. This was the controlled mess that I was trying to get. To give us that subtle highlight. I don't think it's going to be very subtle though. And I think I'll put some yellow here and just call it. Alrighty. Thanks for joining me on this crazy coloring journey. Definitely learned a few tricks. And the one thing I learned is to don't just melt your crayon on here. Use a basis of white, yellow, and just kind of work with it. I was trying to get a little exotic. I really wanted to use orange, but orange was just not working with me today. So yellow is my fellow. Because it's really standing out a lot better. Alrighty, and make some of the highlights make more sense. Okay, again, thanks again for hanging with me. If you have any questions or if you feel froggy, like and subscribe, and you can see more of these controlled Crayola messes. And hopefully the next one that I do probably will be a Thor and not a Thor in our eye. A sight for Thor eyes. No. Again, thanks again for coming, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more productive than this one. And if I have any ideas on how to make this a little bit prettier, I'll probably just go ahead and pick up the camera and start filming again to fix it. So here is what we have thus far. And I think I could use a little bit more color play right here in his face, seeing as though I brought out a lot of tone right here in that area. So that's not too bad, I guess. Oh, you know what? His eyes are so tiny, I did not hit them. So let me go ahead and give him a little bit of a blue here. And maybe even a little bit on his teeth. There we go. All right. And again, thank you guys for coming, and have a great one. Bye-bye.